How to automate email marketing. By the end of this video, I want you to know how to automate some of your email marketing to save you time, build connections with your audience, and keep your business running smoothly, even when you're not at your desk. When we first start out in business, we are spending so much time in our inbox, answering clients and customers. If you're spending way too much time in your inbox, stick around because I'm going to show you how to automate your email marketing system to free up your time and increase your impact. If you're someone who thinks automation sounds impersonal, sounds like it's going to lose that human connection, I want to challenge you to think that it's actually going to increase the human connection that you have, because it's going to free up your time to make real connections in the places that bring you closer to your audience. Automating your email marketing will change your business life. It will free up your time to connect authentically with your customers, as you also don't let anything fall through the cracks. I don't know about you, but before I automated some of my processes, people would send me an email and I would miss it, or it would get lost in my inbox. I don't want that to happen to you. So I want to talk about the things you can do to automate your email and make sure your clients are well taken care of. One of the main ways your audience is going to feel really well cared for is if you're consistent in communicating with them. Most entrepreneurs that I know, especially multi-passionate entrepreneurs, right, are in a place where if they do it manually, they don't email their list. They don't send things to them regularly, even once a week. I know the power behind communicating with your list regularly, and the best way to make sure that happens is to automate. Set up a sequence of emails that's going to go out on autopilot so that you know you're communicating with them. There's two different ways to do this, and I want to talk about both of them. The first is what we call a drip campaign. What that means is it doesn't matter when they sign up for your email list, everybody on day one is going to get email one. Whether they signed up in January or in July, their day one is their day one. And then it drips emails over time. The second way is where everyone's getting the same email on the same day, regardless of when they joined your list. Now, I will say this on that one. There's a caveat here. Implement your welcome sequence and then start them on the everyone gets the same email on the same day process. The second one of those is actually the one I prefer. The first way, dripping, is the one most people use, right? On day one, they get this. On day two, they get this. I really like everyone gets the same email on the same day because I get to keep it really consistent with where I'm at that time. It builds that relationship stronger because they're getting to know me in that moment. A lot of email marketers will tell you that the goal of your email list is to provide value, right? Provide value, provide value. It actually isn't. The goal of your email list is to build the relationship and entertain. So since I believe that's the goals of an email list, to build a relationship and entertain, everybody getting the same email on the same day makes more sense. So I've aligned my strategy with my goal. And I want you to do the same thing. Remember, this strategy is coming into place after the welcome sequence. The welcome sequence is the place where you introduce them to you. You introduce them to your offers and what you do. You've invited them into your world. You've invited them into your living room, right? And offered them something to drink. After that's complete, then we're going to build that relationship deep. We go deep before we go wide. So we're going to build that relationship deep, and we need to do that in a way that lets them know who you are. And that's best done in real time. Some people choose to write this email and put it in their system and automate it every single day. Some do once a week, and some do once a month. It really doesn't matter the timing. What matters is that you're consistent with them, that you're building the relationship, and that they know that you care. As you automate your system, you can automate based on three things. You can have triggers for automation. Where they opted in at, we talked about with a welcome sequence. Once they're on your list, everything they do can trigger a new action. So your automations for them can be behavior oriented. Once you're consistent with your list, You can then implement different sequences based on different actions. Anytime one of my clients goes into a specific email sequence because they purchased something, or because I need them to register for an event, or they need the reminders for an event, all of that can be automated, and I'm still building the relationship in the other email sequence that I'm doing. But I pause it while they're getting the other ones because I don't want them getting 10 a day. So what are some of those things that they've done that you can automate based on? I mentioned behaviors, right? They opted in for something else. They bought something, they registered for a course, they took an action on something that you gave them. So you can automate based on those triggers. You can automate based on segmentation, right? You can segment your list to make your emails even more personable. I'm going to go really into depth in segmentation in another video, so go ahead and subscribe and we'll make sure that you get that. And then finally, we want to make sure we include some personalization in our emails, and segmentation allows us to do that as well. So what are some things that you can automate? Follow-up sequences. We already talked about the welcome sequence. Nurture sequences, registrations, reminders can all be automated, and also re-engagement campaigns. So if you chose a CRM that lets you know when somebody hasn't opened your emails in a while, you can pull them into a re-engagement campaign to try to pull them back in. Otherwise, you're cleaning them off your list. As we automate these emails, I want to relieve one of the main fears that people have, which is it's going to sound robotic, and I'm going to lose that human element. But can I just tell you, it lets you actually be more present. It lets you create more human connection. Automation allows you to craft really well thought out, personalized responses ahead of time, so you don't feel rushed. You're never sending off an email quick, and you get to put a lot of thought into what you're saying and how they feel. By setting up automations, you're freeing yourself from the consistent grind of having to sit down and send an email in the moment. If you choose to do that, that's great. I'm going to give you one quick tip on how I always suggest people do this. I suggest an automated email at least once a week. Then, if you want to email more often, like you feel something that you want to write an email about, when you sit down and you write it out, you can send it on a different day. It leaves space for you to be creative, for you to connect with your audience, and it creates automation for you to be consistent and show up regularly. So hopefully I've convinced you that automating an email system is 100% the way to go to stay connected to your audience, to build the relationship with your clients and customers, and to free yourself up to be more present, to make authentic connections. I have a really, really great resource for you with a list of all the things you can automate, all the different ways you can do it in the Multi-Passionate Entrepreneur's Playbook. You can find that at playbook.heatherrosson.com. There are so many really great resources over there that I would go over there now. See you in the next video.